3 of the Class 1 drivers, and I have no doubt that by the time Class 3 is over, one of these drivers will be in the first 3. With me I have from the Waterford Club James O'Shea, driving a Fiat 127, Philip Burns from Limerick, again the 127, and the East Cork driver there,
Tony O'Driscoll.
Tony O'Driscoll. Well, we're on drivers after forgetting his name, Tony O'Driscoll. So I'm going to start off with James. James, last year you were very, very close in the two All-Irelands, but left it go in the All-Ireland. What do you think of your chances this evening?
Well, today, the feeling was pretty good today. I'd say that we'll just see how it goes. It should be fairly simple in the end of the day. I'd say alright, but the first two race should be very good.
And who do you think the danger men are going to be?
Well, I'd say perhaps maybe be the man to watch today now. Mike Murray, a lot of them there.
What about our friend here on your right, Philip Burns from Limerick?
I'd say finished it very well. Tony, that's another man there. All of us, I'd say, there won't be much between us anyway, I'd say, today.
Right, Philip Burns is a man that makes the trip down to East Cork almost every Sunday when I'm racing in Limerick. Philip, you're a great supporter for the East Cork club. What's the cause of why do you come so often to us?
I like racing with East Cork actually. It's a nice crowd to race with and never any problem with them.
Good, we like it. Go here, Carlo.
I like racing in Tony. Tony's a great buddy of mine.
What do you think of your own chances today in Class 1?
50-50 I suppose, like past Smithy I'd say will be the danger man and James and a few more like him like.
And of course we also have last year's All-Ireland champion there, Mike Murray from Waterford.
Mike, danger man as well like, Jerry Tobin, Tony, they're all in with 50-50 chances today I'd say. Fine feel like.
Tony, you started last year with a Fiat Panda, finished up the season with a Fiat 127, back this year with a very nicely prepared 127. How do you think you're going to do this evening?
Well, I don't know yet. The Waterford boys seem to have a lot in Class 1. Philip there is fairly dangerous. Just have to say who will get what and how we can do a try.
You hope to be there at the end and keep these Cork flag flying.
Well, I'm only out of excuses.
Okay, right, thanks. With me from the North Cork Club, Paul is a man that's driving a very nicely prepared escort. Paul, what do you think your chances this evening?
I think I'll be there or thereabouts, maybe right alongside Willie, Charlie, David and Pat Cannon is a big, fairly fast man on the field as well. And I hope to be there or thereabouts around.
One of the men that we don't get an opportunity to interview this evening, of course, is Michael Reardon. He's over there doing scrutiny, and I'm sure Charlie and Michael and the rest of you are going to have a good old battle this evening. Charlie, what do you think of your chances, and Michael Reardon out there as well?
Well, we hope to do okay. If it stays dry, we should have some chance on it. Slippery conditions won't suit us.
Do you think it's a Volkswagen track or an Escort track? Pat Canavan seems to settle down very quickly on grass.
I think we'll settle down it too if it stays dry now.
Right, Willie Hunt from Waterford. Willie, of course, out there every Sunday. Willie with a very nicely prepared machine out there again this evening. Willie, what do you think of the track? You haven't raced a whole lot on grass this year?
Oh, well, I haven't raced since last year on grass. I haven't 3 times ever on grass. I've only raced.
And you find the change from the hard track onto the grass a big difference?
An awful difference.
Next we have alongside us, of course, another man from North Cork, David O'Toole. David is carrying a lot of weight, as we all know, but we're sure that he's very nicely prepared. Escort will get him around. Dave, who do you find the danger man apart from yourself? Who's going to come in behind you?
Well, I think in front of me Michael Reardon is going to come in because I think it's the kind of a track that suits Michael down to the ground. It's kind of greasy out there. We walked around there earlier. I don't know whether it'll be an Escort track or not after the 1, 2, 3 and 4 classes going. We'll see what way the track is, but I kind of fancy Michael to win the Class 5 race today anyway.
Yeah, Michael seems to be the man in everybody's lips at the moment, but of course, apart from the class race here this evening, we also have the big race of the afternoon, the winners' race, and that takes the first 3 out of each class, which is kind of a new thing for the East Cork Club to run a winners' race at a big event like this. And Charlie, you've been in the winners' enclosure at winner races before, and after winning the class race, you'll be going out hopefully for the winners' race.
Yes, if I'm anywhere in the first 3, I will settle there to go on the winners' race.
Right. So I suppose all in all, it's definitely going to be between the 3 or 4 of you and trying Michael Reardon for good luck. And I suppose at the end of the day, it's going to be all down to luck. Everything looks well. We have a lovely track, well prepared, a fine entry of cars. So we'll leave it there, and later on during the race, we'll try and interview some of the winners, and hopefully there'll be one of the 4 of you back up to have a chat with us after the Class 5. Thank you. Afternoon's racing is organised by the East Cork Club under the rules of the Irish Hot Rod Motor Racing Federation. So everything is being finally put into their final positions. Drivers are getting themselves sorted out, and we'll be ready to race very, very short. flags and we're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. Away they go. Shortly now there on the ball and away they go. This is the Class 1 final. We're Finbar O'Keefe to the public address, please. Finbar O'Keefe to the public address. There's a fine bundle of cars going down the back straight already. Number 189, Jerry Tobin making up ground. And we're looking for Finbar O'Keefe to the public address. Moving up the back side of the track, coming up the hill now, it's number 189, but he's gone very, very wide. Moving up front now is the yellow field 127. Here comes James O'Shea. Jerry Tobin after moving up into third position. But 19 now gone to the front, that's Willie Bumster from the Waterford club. 189, Jerry Tobin starting to make up ground and moving up into battling for that second position. Down the back they go now, and it's Willie Bumster in the yellow field 127. He's being followed by his clubmate Jerry Tobin. Jerry, the chairman of the Waterford Hot Rod Club, trying to close the gap now with his clubmate as they come up the hill. Up the hill they come now, and it's Bumster on the inside, Tobin on the outside. And here comes number 271, Pat Smithy, and 70, James O'Shea, making up a lot of ground. We're looking for Finbar O'Keefe to the public address. Finbar O'Keefe. 180, John Long also going well there towards number 95, Tony O'Driscoll. But down the back they go now, and it's Tobin now taking on his clubmate. Up the front they come now, and it's Tobin gone out into the front, overtaking number 19, Billy Bumster. Number 180 there, John Long from West Waterford, making up a lot of ground. But up front now was the Waterford man, Jerry Tobin, gone to the front. He's gone out to the front very, very early in this race. Come now, and there's the commanding lead by the Waterford man, Jerry Tobin. Oh, what a fine race this man is having, away out in front. Being followed by the West Waterford man, John Long. Number 347, Pat Cusick, making up a lot of ground in third position. Number 19 there, that's the car of Billy Bumster, gone back into fourth position, being followed by number 95, Tony O'Driscoll. But your leader now is on the back straight. On the back straight now, coming up the hill, it's the blue and white car of the Waterford man. Number 189, Jerry Tobin, making up that ground all the time in second position. Is number 180, Joe Long from the West Waterford club. Still they battling out down the back straight now, and the cars piling on the pressure going away from us. 189, Jerry Tobin on the back straight, still holding on to that lead. He's being followed by number 180, the car of Joe Long from the West Waterford. He's in the gap on every lap. Down the back they go now, and they're overtaking back markers by the new time on the back straight. It's the man from Waterford, Jerry Tobin. He's gone wide, John Long gone in the inside. Up the hill they come now. They're stuck in between the back markers. John Long misses a gear there coming up the hill. Up along the front they come, and it's still number 189, Jerry Tobin from the Waterford club. Being followed by the West Waterford man, John Long. John Long from West Waterford now going up into that second position. Tobin after opening up the gap once again. Moving up into third position, I make it number 347, the car of Pat Cusick from the North Cork club. Tony O'Driscoll not far off the mark. Near now is number 19, Billy Bumster. Mikey also there. Number 3 is starting to get his bearings on out in the track. That's Jimmy Goff, but it's still Tobin from Waterford out in front. But his lead now being reduced there by number 189, Jerry Tobin. They're on the back straight now. They're overtaking the back markers. And this is where the problems can occur. Down the back they go now, and it's Tobin on the outside, Long on the inside. Up the hill they come, there's two cars stopped in their way as they come into the corner. Tobin goes wide, Long goes in the inside, and they're neck and neck now as they come up the front. Along the front they go now, and it's Tobin on the outside, Long on the inside. Long keeping the low side of the track, and Long goes into the front. John Long from the West Waterford club got out into the lead over number 189, Jerry Tobin, but they've a long ways to go yet. Up front now, it's the man from West Waterford. 180, John Long, way out in front, but being closely followed by number 189, Jerry Tobin. Along the front they come here, it's still 180, John Long. He's being followed by the man from Waterford, 189, Jerry Tobin. In third place now, after moving up, is number 11 there, Frank Nugent. Fourth is 347, Pat Cusick. Fifth is number 95, Tony O'Driscoll, and 63 bringing up to sixth position as we watch the cars coming up the hill once again. Up they come now, and it's still number 180, John Long. These cars on the track causing a bit of an obstruction, but Jerry Tobin gets around them and follows Long up the front straight. They're they got the checker flag there. Didn't see the checker flag going out there, but a checker flag there for number 189 or number 180, John Long. And in second position, number 189, Jerry Tobin, and in third position, It looked like to me as if it was number 11 there, but again, I was getting carried away with the first and second race that was going on. I didn't see who was third and fourth, but the winner is the man from West Waterford, number 180, Ger Long, and number 189, Jerry Tobin in second position. And it looked like number 11 there, Frank Nugent from the Waterford club, home in the third position. So that number 3247 there, it's John Delaney from the East Cork club, the All-Ireland champion from last year. 345, Billy Powell from the Waterford club. 217, Billy Sheedy from Limerick. 191, Michael Cusick from the North Cork club. 157, Vincent Carmody, West Waterford. North Cork club, Liam Healy. 304, 53, Jeff McCarthy. North Cork well represented here this evening. 134, Michael O'Regan from the East Cork club. 218, 247, John Delaney. 297, Dick O'Donnell, West Waterford. John Hickey, 328 from the Limerick club. And of course the man to watch this time will be number 247, John Delaney, and number 134, the car of Michael Cusick. So there'll be just a little bit delay for a few minutes there, start line, and we get this sorted out. So that they know the course and that everything is okay out there. So they'll be coming back into the normal starting position after one more lap for the Class 2 final. Reduced field in this Class 2 final, but nevertheless it's a field that's well represented by the various clubs, and it's also a field where there's room for improvement and certainly room for more drivers to come along and take up this sport. This is the standard Class 2, where it's mostly now dominated by Datsun 1200s and the 11 and 1200 Escorts, or the 1300 Escorts Mark 1 and 2, but it's mostly dominated by the Datsuns, and it's a class where there again, as we said, room for improvement and room for more drivers to come into this class. And the results of the last race, there was a change in the winners. Some of the drivers were disqualified for passing under a yellow flag. 189 is the winner, second number 11, and the third was number 230. So there's a change there. The cars passing under yellow flags, which is against the rules. So away they go in the Class 2 final. Away they go down the back straight. The four Escorts up front there, making up a bit of ground now is number 118, 134, 247 John Delaney. But up front it's the two Mark 1 Escorts coming up the hill there, the Mark 2, and the Datsun 1200 stuck in the middle there as they lose a bit of traction coming into the front straight. Up front now it's number 201 there, the man from the Waterford club, Eamon Power. He's been followed by number 304, another very quick car indeed. As they go down the back straight now, Liam Healy gone up into that second position. John Delaney battling for third, Mike O'Regan there, well up in fifth or sixth, but it's 304 now gone into the lead there. That's Liam Healy from the North Cork club. Liam in a Datsun 1200. Or is she, she's, whatever she is, she's after losing everything coming up the hill there now, gone very, very wide indeed, leaving number 201 out into a nice lead there. That's Eamon Power. Eamon Power gone to the front now, followed by John Delaney, number 328 there. John Hickey starting to make up an awful lot of ground. So too is number 134, but up front now it's the man from the North Cork club, but it's a yellow little Datsun now starting to make up ground. So too is John Delaney in the Beetle. John Delaney gone up in that third position, being closely followed now by number 135 or 134. That's the car of Michael O'Regan. Up the hill they come. John Delaney gone very, very wide indeed, losing an awful lot of ground coming up the hill there now. But it's 328 there now. John Hickey gone to the front there. Mick Regan starting to go, and Regan gone up into second, but it's number 328 there, John Hickey. Hickey gone to the front in the yellow 1200 Datsun. Down the back straight they go, and it's John Hickey from the 1200 Datsun out in front, really motoring well now is number 134 there. That's the car of Michael O'Regan as they come up the hill. Up the hill they come now, and it's 328, the man from Limerick, John Hickey now, really settling down now in this track. He's being followed by number 134, Mick Regan, and 217, the car of Billy Sheedy from the Limerick club. 53 is moving up into fourth position. That's Jeff McCarthy from North Cork. John Delaney, after losing an awful lot of ground there as we watch 328, John Hickey, the man from Limerick, holding on to that lead from the man from East Cork. That's Michael O'Regan. Regan now finding it going a bit tough coming up that hill. These are only 1200 Datsun engines. So it's 3 to 8. John Hickey now, the man from Limerick, on his own now. A clear track in front of him, way out there, making up ground now, is a man in top position there, 217, Billy Sheedy. But down the back straight they go. And it's the man from Limerick, there's no doubt about this. He might have the yellow colours, he might have all different colours, but he's out in front. Up the hill they face these 1200 Datsuns, and watch the way that the power dies coming up the hill. These are the 1200 standard Datsun engines. Billy Power or John Hickey from the Limerick Club, gone out into the front, being chased and followed in every corner and every straight there by 134 there, the car of Michael O'Regan from East Cork. Back in top position is 217 there, Billy Sheedy. And it's still the man from Limerick out front, but number 134 there, Michael O'Regan, trying everything as they come up the hill. Along the front they go now, and it's still 3 to 8 there. The car of John Hickey from the Limerick Club, a beautifully prepared yellow car going down the back straight there. Followed a little bit off the pace at this stage, 4 or 5 car lengths there by number 134. The car of Michael O'Regan in the multi-channel car going down the back straight. Facing up the hill once again, and watch these little 1200s as the power just dies from them as they come up the hill. Along the front they go, and they get a little bit of traction again, and it's 3 to 8. John Hickey from Limerick, followed by 134 Michael O'Regan, followed by number 217 Billy Sheedy, 53 Jeff McCarthy having a battle with 247 John Delaney, and 297 there Dick O'Donnell from the West Waterford Club, bringing up the 5th spot. 191 there, a little bit off the pace as well. But along the hill they come now, up the hill they come. And it's still the Limerick man, John Hickey, having a tremendously cool spin out there, but his gap being closed now by number 134, Michael Regan. Regan trying everything in the book as they go down the back straight. Little between the first 2 or 3 cars as they go along the back straight. Facing the cars up the hill once again. Up the hill they come, and Regan is closing on every lap, but he's gone very, very wide this time. Gone very wide is Michael O'Regan there, and leaving John Hickey up to the front again. It's still the man from Limerick, all the way down from the Limerick Hot Rod Club. Number 328 there, John Hickey, holding on to that lead. Number 134 there, seems to be a miss after developing in that car, as John Hickey now starts to face the first of the back markers. Back markers now could cause problems as they come up the hill, and little between these first 3 cars, they're fairly evenly matched. Along the front they go, the back marker number 201 keeping well out. The last lap sign is out this time, and I can hear the Limerick lads roaring up there in the pits. And there's little between them now as they go down the back straight on their last lap. And the Limerick man, he's going to make it nice and comfortable. Down the back they go for the last time. Up the hill they come for the very, very last time. And it's the Limerick man. Get your hands together there for number 328 there. The winner of the Class 2 from the Limerick Club. Second, number 134 from East Cork. And third, number 217, another Limerick man, Billy Sheedy. Oh, and number 201, locked, solid and seized on the line. So, the winner of the Class 2 final from the Limerick Club, 328. In second position, number 134, Michael O'Regan, East Cork, and 217, Billy Sheedy from the Limerick Hot Rod Club. So the results of the Class 1 final, the winner was number 189, Jerry Tobin. Second was number 11, and third man was 230. There was yellow flags or yellow flags passed, cars passed on the yellow flags out there, which resulted in 1 or 2 of the cars being disqualified, including the man that was first over the line, John Long. So the winner there is Jerry Tobin from the Waterford Club. We're looking for Class 3 cars to the line. There, Martin Brown with a 1300 Volkswagen, an Opel engine. 243 Tommy Lawless, the West Waterford Club. 251 Paul O'Sullivan with a 1300 Fiat 127. 325 is Eamon Kelly, 17 John Maher. 369, the man to watch, John Shanahan. John won the All-Ireland Class 5 final last year with a 2-litre Ford Fiesta, and he's out there this evening in another very nicely prepared match. We're looking for the start line, away they go, 12 laps. Same way Martin Brown, after missing a gear. Martin Brown in all sorts of trouble getting in off the track. He's in desperate trouble. Yes, he's found the gear. That's a pity there, because Martin puts an awful lot of work into the club, and it's a pity to see him getting off the line so slow. Up the front they come, and we'll let him start it out. Tony Haverty starting to make up ground already in the fine looking VW, the 17 Jerry Maher going up the front, and Paul Fitzgerald and all sorts of trouble up there going out into the high grass. Very unusual to see those experienced drivers making those mistakes as they go down the back straight, and we're watching the cars heading up the hill. Here my sight is going on, those numbers are getting smaller, but I can't see the numbers from here. As we watch number 132 there, the car of the Jim Meehan from the Waterford Club gone out the front. Jim, of course, raced a long time ago, and he's out there in front in a Datsun. Number 123 there, Pat Cusick making up ground, and 1355 there, and 325 there, that's Eamon Kelly from the West Waterford Club. But the big boys are off the track at this stage. Paul Fitzgerald has gone out of this race. That's going to be a disappointment for Paul as they come up the hill now. Up the hill they come, and it's Meehan there now from the Waterford Club. Number 132, Jim Meehan from Waterford. He's being followed by 144 there. It's the car of Denny O'Rourke from the West Waterford Club. Denny, a great supporter of the East Cork Club, going on the back straight already. Come up in the back market as they head onto the back straight now. And it's Jimmy Meehan now gone to the front as he faces his car up the hill. Jimmy Meehan from the West Waterford Club, driving under pressure in these early stages. He knows he's got to make the gap. He's got to try and get away early, or the boys behind will stop to make up the ground. John Shannon, 369, already has made that move and has gone up into second position. 17 Jerry Maher, when he built the car earlier last evening. Jim McGann gone out of this race. But on the back they go now. Meehan now coming under pressure from John Shannon. It's Shannon now from the North Cork Club. The North Cork Club having a great race out there in the red and blue car. Up the front they come now, and it's Meehan and Shannon inside, and Shannon puts under pressure. Up the front they come, and now neck and neck. Shannon has the better side of the track. Down the far side of the track they go, and it's Shanahan and Meehan neck and neck. Down the far side of the track they go, and it's Shanahan now keeping to the inside of the track. Meehan starting to close on him as they go down the backside, but Shannon gets away from him down the hill. Up the hill they come once again. Up the hill they come, and it's still the car of John Shannon gone to the front. He's being followed by the leader, number 132 for so long there, Jim Meehan, but Meehan doesn't have the power. In fourth place is 144, Danny O'Rourke, 123 there, Paul Cusick starting to make up ground. But up front now is the North Cork man, John Shannon, got away out into the front in his stall, and he's had to pile under pressure now as Meehan starts to lose contention. Down the back, up the hill they come once again, and it's still the car of John Shannon, this nicely prepared machine, gone out into the front, opening up a bigger gap now. Looks like 1, 2, 3 there is after blowing up, because I heard the bearing rattling earlier on there, and that's the proof of it. Yes, you could hear the bearings rattling on the last lap, and certainly if proof is ever needed, there it is. And we watch the leader now. The leader for so long on his own now is number 369, John Shannon. He's being followed by his club mate. The car of Paul Cusick, they're looking for a fire extinguisher there to number 132. Second man, or the third man, looks to be in trouble. Yes, he's in trouble. Number 251, Paul O'Sullivan, looks like he's out of blowing a head gasket or something. He's in trouble as well as we watch our leader. 369, get the last lap, that's John Shanahan. 1, 2, 3 gets the second man to get the last lap sign. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the last lap sign as the third driver over the line. Yes, it's 144 is the man that's in third position, Danny O'Rourke from the West Waterford Club. We're coming up the hill for the last time. Come on folks, put your hands together there for the Class 3 winner from the North Cork Club, 369, John Shanahan, coming in over the line. his club mate there, number 123, Park Cusick, and the third man from the West Waterford club, Danny O'Rourke, number 144, is the third man in over the line. Fourth is Tony O'Driscoll, Tony Hegarty there, 350. Again, we'd ask the drivers out there to get their cars off the track, keep the course clear for the Class 4 final. Tom, first of all, on behalf of the East Cork Club, I'd like to congratulate you on your performance and qualifying for the World Championship. What does it mean to you to actually be going to the World Championship?
And I started on grass fields the same as the rest of us, and I raced against this fella here, they're shouting at you this evening. And we often had our old battles out in the grass. And all I can say is that if every fella sticks at it, every fella here, anyone is capable of qualifying when I manage it. So, thanks very much, and even if you all can't be there, I think even I'm in Ipswich. Thank you.
Well, I'm sure we'll be all watching Tom racing on the television for the Ipswich weekend. And Tom, you started racing how long ago? It's a long time ago since you started first. I remember we used to race together against each other above in Middleton in the old days with standard cars. You never drove anything standard, but that's beside the point. So, Tom, when did you first start racing?
In 1979 at an East Cork meeting outside in the Argland Festival.
Well, that's not so long ago, Tom. I was thinking of packing it up at that stage. So, Tom, all we can say is from everybody here in Ballyduff, everybody associated with hot rod racing all over the Munster area, is to wish you the best of luck, and we're going to get a good round of applause now from everybody here today, and to wish you the best of luck at the World Championships in July. Moment again, it's a big class this time, and the man to watch this time will be number 365, the man from the Waterford club, Ray Darcy. Number 218, Tim Barry. 219, Joe Hegarty. 57, Mark Greenwood. 330, that's 224, Michael Welch. 122, Gerald O'Connor. 351, Paul Cusick. 291, Jerry O'Rourke. And 31, Jerry Kennedy. One rough and Kerry anyway. We'd like to thank the flagmen for doing such an excellent job here this evening and obeying the rules in the rule book. And away to go down the front straight and hitting onto the back straight. Seamus O'Connell, Ray Darcy, 2 cars off the line last as we watch Jerry O'Rourke once again going to the front. And let's hope that they'll get out of this schmozzle this time. Yes, O'Rourke still makes the same mistake. So once was a mistake, the man in second was a bit careless. Number 191 there gone out to the front this time. 122 starting to make up ground now as we let them sort themselves out going along the front straight. Tim Barry and Joe Hegarty going very well indeed. Ray Darcy a bit off the pace, down the front they go. Number 66 there bringing up the rear at the moment. That's the car of Jerry McCarthy from the West Waterford club. But up front now we've a race starting to take shape. Up the front comes the boys from the 122 there, that's the nicely prepared machine from the North Cork Club, Gerald O'Connor, followed by 338, a nice machine from Martin O'Connell from Limerick. Down the back straight they go now, O'Connell from Limerick starting to pile on the pressure now. The back marker starting to make up ground. Down the back they go, and number 31 is in trouble there. You can hear clutches starting to break up going along in the front of us. Up the front they come, and it's still the man with the yellow door, 122 out in front. That's Joe O'Connor from North Cork, followed by 338 there, Martin O'Connell. In third position, we make it that VW there. But here comes Ray Darcy from the back of the grid. Number 368, Seamus O'Connell a long ways back. Down the back they go, and Darcy's taking one by one on the outside, down the back. Joe Hegarty loses control of the yellow Beetle on the backside. Up the hill they come now, and they're neck and neck. Little between the leaders, 122 up and 62 after making up a lot of ground going into second position. 62, Thomas Heafy from West Waterford. The West Waterford lads having a great battle here this evening. A lot of their cars going very well indeed. Down the back, making up and holding on to that position is Gerald O'Connor. the car, number 122, but that Beetle now, number 62 is starting to come into the picture. Number 62, Thomas Heavy, 338 back in third position. 218, Tim Barry starting to make up ground. Ray Darcy a bit off the pace, 397 a little bit off the pace as well, as we watch him going down the back straight. But instead 122, Gerald O'Rourke on the back straight. But here comes the flying Tim Barry from West Waterford, 218 Tim Barry. Joe Haggerty a bit off the pace, so too is Ray Darcy. Up the front they come now, and it's still the car of Gerald O'Connor out in front, followed by 62, the car of 338 there also going well, and followed in fourth position there. That's the car of Tim Barry. Tim Barry starting to make up ground, and number 62 has gone out of it. She's after running her race down the back straight. At 62, Thomas Heafy looks to be gone to the country. That leaves Tim Barry up into third position. Up the front they come, and it's Gerald O'Rourke from North Cork, or Gerald O'Connor from North Cork. Piling under pressure now was 218 Tim Barry, 31. A little bit back at this stage, but it's O'Rourke now, or O'Connor on the back straight now. Gerald O'Connor from the North Cork club, and here comes Tim Barry with the 1600 VW. Up the hill they come, and it's Tim Barry gone very, very wide indeed. Gerald O'Connor on the inside, and then Tim Barry takes over on the front straight. Along they go now with the, and 218, the man from West Waterford, Tim Barry driving a 1600 Citroen, sitting in behind that VW. That's a 1600 VW with a Citroen engine sticking out the rear of that body. Up the front they come, but that little starlet in second position is not out of this race yet. Up the hill they come, and it's Tim Barry now, about 218, holding on to that lead there with the 1600 Citroen. Got up into third position is 338 there. The car of Michael O'Connell from the Limerick Club. 122 gone back into the top spot, that's Gerald O'Connor. In fourth time making 351, Joe Haggerty in all sorts of trouble on the back straight. Up the hill they come, facing for the hill once again, and it's Tim Barry, the man from the West Waterford Club, holding on to that lead. We're coming under a bit of pressure now from 338. That's the car of Michael O'Connell from Limerick. In third position I make it 209, Joe Haggerty, and Joe seems to be after making up a bit of ground. Down the back straight they go, and up the hill they face him once again, and it's still the car of 218 Tim Barry. Tim Barry still holding on to that lead there, getting the last lap sign there, and the West Waterford Club having a great race here this evening, having a great outing as they go down the back straight. Up the front they come for the last time. Tim Barry is on the back straight, Joe Haggerty is in third position, and 358 is in second position. Up the hill they come for the last time. Put your hands together there for the winner from the West Waterford Club. For 218 Tim Barry, second place 338, and in third position 219 Joe Haggerty. So it's Tim Barry, Michael O'Connell and Joe Haggerty. Those are your first three cars over the line in the Class 4 final, as we wait for the Class 5 cars to come to the line. 338 there, Mick O'Connell, the leader for so long, eventually had to give way to the faster car of 218 there, Tim Barry, driving a 1600, a Citroen in that VW, and in third position was number 219, the car of Joe Haggerty from the East Cork Club. So we're looking for Class 5 cars to the line, and any cars that are broken down on the track, we have the Land Rovers out to remove them straight away. Is there some sort of problems? And after this race will be the stock cars. So the drivers up there will be getting ready. A stock car race will be next. So be getting your machine sorted out. 77, Paul Cusick from North Cork with a 2-litre Escort. 207, Charlie McNamara. 206, David O'Toole. 39, Pat Canavan. All very, very fast machines. 34, Willie Hunt. Immediately by the stock cars, lads, so we don't want any delay in the pits. Get the stock cars out as quickly as possible, and that'll be followed by the ladies. And again, without any delay with the ladies, and we go on to the afternoon's programme. 369 there, that's Mike Roach, and it's going to be a very, very fast and exciting race. Watch the 3 cars at the back of the centre grid and the 2 lads at the back. Away to go. It's a fine, fresh track, and away to go off the line. Fastest cars in the country out in this Class 5 semi-final as they go away from us, and it's Jerry O'Donovan is their early leader, followed by number 42, David Hagerty. David Hagerty trying to up she goes all the way, around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Even David doesn't know. Up the hill they come, and it's still 242 there. Gerald O'Donovan, number making up ground now, Westcott. Been overtaken by Mike Reardon into the far corner. Down the back straight they go is the V6 car of Jerry O'Donovan, 34 Willie Hunt. Out of this race already. But it's Jerry O'Donovan out trying to face this V6 for the hill as Liam Prendergast comes into the picture. Prendergast, the local man. If this man takes it, what a road is going to be. But Belloni's outside. It's number 270. Liam Prendergast. 206 there. That's the car from the Knockout Club. David O'Toole. Mike Reardon starting to make up ground in a big way. Down the back straight to go now, and it's O'Donovan, and Prendergast trying his club mate on the outside. Prendergast out very, very wide indeed, but holding on to the tail of that car as he comes up the hill. O'Donovan losing an awful lot of ground. Reardon now starting to make up a pile of ground, but being tailed by the yellow car of 39, Pat Canavan. Along the front they go now. 42 there, David Hagerty having a great battle up inside with the middle of them. Down the back straight they go, and as Prendergast gone to the front. He's being followed now by Gerald O'Donovan, 206. David O'Toole having a great battle out there in second position. David Hagerty is still holding on to that fourth or that third position. Charlie McNamara now coming up into it. So too is Mick Reardon. Pat Canavan still holding on to that fifth or sixth position. As we watch the man out in front, the man from Lismore, the local man, gone out into the front at the early stages. So it's Liam Prendergast all the ways from just over the road there. Liam Prendergast from Lismore, gone out into a very nice commanding lead, making no mistakes as he comes up the hill. He's being followed now by number 206, David O'Toole, 42, Dave Hagerty, and 142, Michael O'Riordan, 39, Pat Canavan, 242, Gerald O'Donovan, and 56 there at the car of Mark Greenwood. As we watch our leader now, going down the back straight, it's Liam Prendergast, still holding on to that lead, but number 206 now, David O'Toole is starting to close the gap, but O'Toole makes a mistake. David Hagerty is having a great race out there. So too is Mike Reardon. Up the hill they come together. They're about hardly halfway has gone in this race yet. As we watch our leader now, Liam Prendergast going down the back straight. Look at experience driving there at 142, Mick Reardon. 142 Reardon overtaking number 42 on the back straight. Up the hill they come once again, and it's still Liam Prendergast, the man from the local club here in Lismore, out in front, followed by the Northcock man, David O'Toole, 142 Mick Reardon, 42 David Hagerty, and the power is on, the pressure is on, and Prendergast now is still holding on to that lead. Liam Prendergast from the West Waterford club, having a great battle out there, has got a fine big lead at this stage. The boys at the rear of the track have a lot to do. 207 Charlie McNamara about to be lapped, and that's unusual to see Charlie being curtailed so early in this race. Number 142 Michael Reardon seems to be a miss out of that car, or else it's coming from 206 there, but there's no doubt about the leader. It's still the man from Lismore, 270. Liam Prendergast, Michael Reardon trying to close the gap on 206 David O'Toole, but Reardon not going as fast as he normally does out here, but he's still tucked in that third position as we watch our leader down the back straight, and I'm sure there'll be some roar from the Lismore people if Prendergast will hold on to this lead to the end of the race. Up the hill comes the leader, Liam Prendergast, the local man. He's piling under pressure. He knows he can't afford to make mistakes. As Reardon now moves up into second position, and now the pressure is going to come on Prendergast. The pressure is on 206 there, David O'Toole and Charlie, as number 142 Mick Reardon starts to pull away, but slightly ever so much. O'Toole trying to come back at him in the inside. The gap now being closed on Liam Prendergast, but I think he's got enough laps left and the two are gone out of it. Yes, they're both gone, and that leaves the leader. 270, the man from Lismore. That's Liam Prendergast, and David Hegarty is in second position. Mike Reardon trying to come back for that third spot. But as we said, there's going to be some roar for the local man. Put your hands together for the man from Lismore, the winner of the Class 5. All the way from just over the road there, 270, the local man, Liam Prendergast, the winner of the Class 5 final. A superb drive there by the local man, Liam Prendergast. And what about this for another superb drive from another East Cork man, 42 there. David Hegarty, and the man that was putting on the pressure, 142, Michael O'Riordan, home in third position. But there's no doubt about it, the winner is the local man, 270 from the West Waterford club, Liam Prendergast. Started in the middle of the grid, made no mistakes, held on, took his chances in the corners, and went into the lead with about 5 laps to go, stay there, and wins the 1993 Class 5 final. We're looking for the stock cars to the line. Oh, already got out into the lead. Is that little mini there, number 19. That's James Flavin from Waterford. Just been overtaken by the escort there, number 35. That's Pat Power, with the bigger stocks and the more experienced drivers to the rear. Up the front they come now, and it's Pat Power from the Waterford club gone out into the lead, followed by that Minis after losing a little bit of ground, but she's still holding on to that second position at number 19. Number 60, still up in third position at Dermot Moynihan, or Mangan. Number 62 making up a bit of ground, and watch the cars from the rear. Number 7 there, starting to make up ground. That's Martin Morrissey from Waterford. 57 there, Liam O'Mara from West Waterford, from the Waterford club, is starting to make up ground. But up front, there's no doubt about the leaders. Pat Power, number 35, with a 1300 Ford Escort, followed by the 19. Number 19, James Flavin from Waterford, a little mini in second position. All these stocks, most of them on standard tyres as they go away from us. Number 62 now holding on to that top position, Liam Mahon from West Waterford. Number 43, 45 now making up ground. 45, Nicky Hannigan from West Waterford, going a bit wide there but still holding on to it. Gerard Murphy and David Butler. But there's still that mini trying to make a big impression with the more high-powered cars behind him. A Field 127 tucked in there as well. And as we watch number 35 there, Pat Power, followed by number 19, James Flavin. Now starting to get a little bit used to the track there. Track isn't that rough, it should suit these cars. Oh, and number 144 is in all sorts of smoke there. That's Tommy Hannigan. As we watch the power of Pat Power on the back straight, number 35 Pat Power, followed by his clubmate number 19 James Flavin. And again the numbers on those doors very, very small and a little bit hard to read. As we watch 35 Pat Power, 19 coming away from us, 29 there now after coming into the picture. That's Paul Mulcahy. Paul, of course, very experienced driver now and will no doubt make a bid. I think Paul has a 1600 Escort engine under that bonnet. Laney drivers to be getting ready. Laney drivers be getting ready. Number 29, Paul Mulcahy, now starting to make a bid for the front grid. Gone out into the lead. He's been, oops, he just got away with it that time from Pat Power. But it's still Paul Mulcahy now from the number 29 there for Waterford. Gone out into the lead there in the 1600 Escort. And Paul looks like as if he's little there to touch him in this race, but going very, very wide. He'd want to get that car in near the tyres, drive the tyres, because number 62 is coming back at him. That's Liam Mahon, and as you can see, Liam is driving the tyres very, very tight and making no mistakes, whereas Paul Mulcahy is starting to go too far away from the tyres and losing ground. A little mini still there in third. That's 19, James Flavin, in that top position at Field 127 now, starting to make an impression and moving up into fourth position, battling from third. Again, Paul Mulcahy going very wide, but still holding on to the lead from number 62, the car of Liam Mahon. Number 17 starting to come into the picture now. That's Stephen Power. Waterford Club, Paul Mulcahy in the green 1600 Escort, but starting to make up a bit of ground now, I think, is number 35. Number 35 losing a front suspension. Will he make it to the pits? As we watch our leader now gone out into another lap out into the country. Starting line there, going for the last lap, sign for the Waterford man, number 29, Paul Mulcahy. Paul Mulcahy out there in this first time out in stock, getting the last lap sign. We're going to see who's going to get second. Looks like 62, Liam Mahon, yes. Liam Mahon getting the second spot, and 17 there getting the third spot. Number 45 there as well, Michael Hannigan and Nicky Hannigan. And these are the two that are going to have the battle, 17 and 45, as we wait for our leader. The first man to win it at the county in stock car and grass. Put your hands together there for the winner from the Waterford club, Paul Mulcahy, number 29, in over the line there, followed home by his clubmate, number 62. He's from the West Waterford club, Liam Mahon there, 62, in over the line, and 45 taking the third spot from number 17. So we're looking for the ladies race out onto the line. At the public address we have the winner of the Class 5 final, the local man Liam Prendergast, and I probably at this stage Liam doesn't realise it, but there was a great buzz in the air when you hit the front there, Liam, and a lot of the local people were delighted to see you winning it. So Liam, congratulations, you hit the front on about lap 6. Who did you think was the danger man at that stage?
Well, I was watching out for Mike Reardon and David O'Toole, Charlie Mack and Pat Canavan. They're all good, like, they're all better than me all along, so I said I'd have to keep the flag flying for West Waterford today and give them all I could. So I was just watching them in the mirror, keeping a close eye, and just, that's all.
For a man that he started hot rod racing a good few years ago, and then he went over to the two-wheelers, to the motorbike, scrambling and grass tracking, and then came back to hot rod racing and started off with the West Waterford club there last year. And what type of machine have you got at the moment?
It's a Sunbeam car with a Fiat 2-litre engine, twin cam.
And I suppose one of the most disappointed men here this evening with us we have as well is Michael O'Riordan, who put an awful lot of work into today's meeting in organising a programme and all the work that goes into getting a race meeting of this calibre together. Mike, a little bit disappointed at the end of the day.
A small bit disappointed on it, but these things happen when you're in the motorsport and you have to put up with them.
What exactly went wrong?
I don't really know, the car wouldn't go on full power. It was missing at about half throttle, so I needed to coax it along, and then I got it thumping and put me out of the race for a bit, for sure.
But even though she was going bad, Mick, I think everybody at this stage, or at the second last lap, thought that yourself and David O'Toole were settling for second and third, and then boom boom, everything went wrong in the bottom corner. What exactly happened? I remember you were on television now.
Well, I was just coming down into the bottom corner below, and I just got an accidental nudge on the side of the car.
I like it.
And off the tubers went, so.
I'd say if we hadn't the microphone here, no, Mike, you wouldn't be saying you got an accidental nudge. No disrespect to 206 either. But anyway, Mike, you have to make up a lot of ground now for the next qualifier.
A small bit of work to do again, Donny, but sure we'll only have to tear into during the week and try and sort out the problem and be back again for the next day.
Yeah, and of course, another big disappointment, of course, was the non-appearance of Charlie McNamara and David O'Toole and all these guys who didn't really get into the picture. At the start of the race, it looked to be a great race, but unfortunately, as I'm sure a lot of people will agree, and not taking anything away from the men that won it, but it was a kind of a disappointing race, Liam, because the bigger boys didn't come up to you as quickly as we thought they would.
Well, I gave them every chance. I was only saving my engine. She's blowing a bit of oil out the breather, so this is anybody's race after that.
That's it, so folks. Again, congratulations to Liam and congratulations to Mike. But so that's hot rod racing. So we'll be back again now very shortly with the ladies' race. Thank you.
And we said we'd have a go off it, and they walk. They're an all aluminium engine, and the weight distribution is working out well for me in the Volkswagen.
When the race left the line, there was a bit of a schmozzle in the bottom corner. You were a long way back, you didn't see it happening, but involved in that was Ray Darcy and Liam Clancy and Declan Brown and a few more of them. You bided your time as always, and what was going through your mind with about 5 laps to go when you started coming up on the leaders?
Keep my passing clean, really, and watch traffic around me. That's about it.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, that's the winner of the Class 4 final from the West Waterford club, making it a double because the immediate race after was won by Liam Prendergast. So I think there'll be a big night in West Waterford tonight. So again, congratulations to both Tim Barry and Liam Prendergast, and I think we're ready for the ladies' race. We're ready to roll, and away goes number 95 Anne-Marie Ruslan. Gets away very, very early. 135 there, Anne Hoolan making 135 there, Anne Hoolan making a fair bust off the line. So two is number 42 Susan Hegarty. We're up the front now, there's no doubt about it. We have the field 127s once again heading to the front. And gone out we have number 347. That's Susan Sexton from Narcock, followed by Anne-Marie Ruslan. Number 185 there, Martha May making up ground. Number 5 on our inside there. We don't have a name for number 5. But it's the number 42, Susan Hegarty now, really taking him on in a big way down the back. Oh, Susan! No! Yes, she tried too hard and she went around. But up front, it's still the card of Helen Sexton out in front, followed by Anne-Marie Ruslan. Beautiful evening here now for racing as Helen Sexton still holds on to that lead. Up the hill she comes now. She's followed by the East Cork girl Anne-Marie Ruslan. Martha Reardon making up ground and closing the gap for that second and third position as they come away from us. Along the front they go, and it's still 185 in third position. But up front it's still Helen Sexton, number 347, followed by Anne-Marie Ruslan, followed by the nicely prepared car owned by Philip Burns and driven by Martha Reardon. The two yellow birds on the back straight as well. The Datsun in the field 127. As we stay with the leader, up she comes around the top corner, heading onto the front straight. 347, Helen Sexton going away from us. Nicely prepared car from the Limerick, from the North Cork club. 95. That's another field 127 driven by Anne-Marie Ruslan from the East Cork club. Martha Reardon from East Cork driving 185. Making up ground now with 351. 42, Susan Hegarty trying to get back into the picture. Lost an awful lot of ground. There's a half a lap between first and last at this stage. All sorts of trouble. Martha may have gone out of it, I think, at this stage. No, she's still there. 207 now, Judy Roach is it. And McNamara, yes, 207 and McNamara gone up into third place and going very, very well indeed. Overtaking Martha Reardon down the back straight, but there's no doubt about the leader. She's got it all nice and safely tucked away at this stage. 347. Still the card of 347, Helen Sexton. Number 95, Anne-Marie Ruslan is in second. 207 and McNamara's third, and Susan Hegarty loses yet again. Little bit too anxious with the shoe coming out of the corners, but she's driving a fairly big high-powered car, and it's not very easy to control it. When you get into that machine, you're inclined to shove the shoe to the board, but if you put it down too quickly, it'll go the opposite way around the track. There goes your leader with the red and the yellow, or the red and the blue. 347, Helen Sexton, followed by 95, Anne-Marie Ruslan, followed by 207, Ed McNamara. I'm watching the start line there, no move yet for the last lap sign, as number 42 still holds on to that fifth position. But it's 347, Helen Sexton up front. 95 and Marie Ruslan is closing on the leader. 207 there, and McNamara starting to close on the second girl. And 351 now getting used to this car and starting to close. 42 is also going well, but she's got a lot of work to do at this stage now. As you watch the cars coming up the hill, and the blue flags being given out there to the cars to indicate that the leader is on its way. There she goes, 347, getting the last lap signed, the North Cork girl. But Anne-Marie Ruslan has closed that gap. Anne-Marie Ruslan has closed the gap. They're on their last lap now. On their last lap. 347 now about to come under pressure. She could be caught with the traffic. She could get caught. She's in trouble. Yes, Anne-Marie Ruslan is closing. They're on their last lap. What a battle we are going into the bottom corner. They've got a couple of 100 yards to go, and the traffic is going to cause problems. But Helen Sexton's coming through. Anne-Marie Ruslan trying to poke her way out, but over the line, it's going to be the winner. 347, Helen Sexton, second, number 95, third, 351, and fourth, 42. I may not be 100% about the third and fourth, but there's no doubt about the winner. It's 347, Helen Sexton, and second, Anne-Marie Drisland. So a great win there for the Knockhock girl, Helen Sexton, and a good battle in the last lap or so there from the girl who finished runner-up, Anne-Marie Drisland. So we're looking for the 1 and 2 all in. 1 and 2 all in to the line immediately, please. Again, this is a 12-lap race. We have blue flags all around. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're ready to go, and away they go. 1 and 2 all in. We've got about 20 cars out in this race there. The West Waterford Club, well represented. Jerry Tobin going very well there already from the back of the grid. Making up a lot of ground too. So too is number 17 already up the front. But it's the Class 2 cars still out in front at the moment. 191 there is the car of Michael Cusick from the Cork 297. That's the machine from David Dick O'Donnell from the West Waterford Club. As we're watching 180 there, John Long making up ground. 189, Jerry Tobin, 134, Michael O'Regan. But there's no doubt about it at the moment. The Class 2 cars are absolutely after opening up a fair gap, but there's a long way to go. They have 10 laps yet to complete. Up the front they come, and it's still the high-powered cars making their way up the hill, chasing down the Class 2s who are gone a little bit to the front. Up the front they go, and 95, Tony O'Driscoll is tucked in there. So too is 185, Philip Burns, 180, John Long, 189, Jerry Tobin, 200 and number 11 there, the car of Frank Nugent. Number 3 there, a little bit off the pace, coming around the start line. Once again, that's the car of Jim Gotts from the Waterford Club. But up front is 191, still holding on to that lead in the Ford Escort. That's Michael Cusick, followed by his clubmate 290 stars. Clubmate Dick O'Donnell from the West Waterford Club. 347 now starting to make a bit of a headway there in the Fiat 127. That's the car of Pat Cusick from Knockhock. Cusick starting to make an impression at the early stage of this race, but John Long, Jerry Tobin and all the boys are caught up in the slower traffic back along the course as the 347 there, Pat Cusick, makes his way up the field and moving up into 5th or 6th position. 95, Tony O'Driscoll going very well there. 185, Philip Burns, but the leader is still away out in front. That's the man from the Knockhock Club. Michael Cusick still holding on to that lead. 95, Tony O'Driscoll after moving up into 4th, and here come the bigger boys now starting to make up ground. 180, John Long, 189, Jerry Tobin, but it's 191 still out in front from 297. That's the car from the Knockhock Club. Number 134 there, McCusick. Our number 134 there, Michael O'Regan, tucked inside in the centre of the field. 231 losing a bit of ground as we watch the leader once again there from the Knockhock Club, still holding on to that lead. 191, 95, Tony O'Driscoll now from East Cork and up second. Philip Burns having a battle there as well, with 347 there from the Knockhock Club. That's Pat Cusick, and Cusick now starting to make a big impression at this stage of the cars, facing up with about the halfway mark just completed. Down the back straight they go, and look at his Ford Escort out in front, being chased down now by Tony O'Driscoll, and Philip Burns starting to make an impression as well. Up the hill they come now, and they've got a couple of laps to go yet, and it's still 191 there, still holding on to that lead there. That's a car of Michael Cusick, Tony O'Driscoll now with Philip Burns, and number 11 there, gone a bit wide, 11 gone very, very wide there. That's the car from the Waterford Club, Frank Nugent. But it's still Tony O'Driscoll now putting the pressure on the leader. Michael Cusick coming under pressure now from Philip Burns, and Philip Burns putting the pressure in turn back on the man from East Cork, 95, Tony O'Driscoll, as Joe Long now starts to make an impression from the back of the grid and moving up into 6th or 7th position. Number 5 there, a little bit off the pace, so too was 189, Jerry Tobin. Going down the back straight they go, up she goes, and little bit of Shunting going on down the back straight there. Cars face the wrong direction. But we stay up with the leader. It's still that Ford Escort. But Tony O'Driscoll got out into the front. Tony O'Driscoll hits the front. 95 Tony O'Driscoll. But he's going to come under pressure very, very shortly now from the likes of 185 and 180. That's Joe Long and Philip Burns. Philip Burns now going well, making no mistakes, losing out that time unfortunately, just as we mentioned him, and gone back into 5th position. But there's a long way to go yet as we watch the car of 180. Joe Long now making up a lot of ground, and Joe Long now battling out, but Joe Long gone very, very wide that time. And Joe Long moves up into 3rd position from 347, the car of Pat Cusick, and 95 Tony O'Driscoll. Philip Burns back into 4th. Moving up into 5th is Mike Murray, and Pat Cusick in 6th, 191. Out the back straight they go now, a little between them. Joe Long now about to make a bid, but Philip Burns is still there with them. Up the hill they face the cars once again. They're coming up to take the last lap sign. Along they go now on their last lap, and it's 95 Tony O'Driscoll, 347 Pat Cusick, and 180 Joe Long, and 185 Philip Burns. But it's Cusick now who starts to put the gap, or it's 95 Tony O'Driscoll who starts to put a gap between himself and the rest of them. They're on their last round the back. Up the hill they come for the last time, and it's the East Cork man. 95 Tony O'Driscoll in the white 127, facing it up the hill. Around the corner he comes. He's going to take the checkered flag. 95 Tony O'Driscoll, 347 the car of Pat Cusick, and 180 Joe Long, and 185 Philip Burns, 189 Jerry Tobin, 135 Michael O'Regan, 186. It's a fairly big field at this stage, and handicappers really stretched to the limits to try and get this class right. It's kind of a case where everything has to be right. Class 3s, 4s and the 5s. Ray Darcy, number 368 there. Making handicapper Richie Brown ready to drop the flag, and away to go. Charlie McNamara really on fire right up the front straight there. I never saw Charlie to make such a bust off the line. But wherever Charlie goes, Pat Canavan has gone before him. Up the front, we'll stay with the leaders. It's still the Class 3 cars, 135 Purpose Joel up, making up to 4th or 5th position as we watch them coming through. And these cars, believe it or not, are really on the limit as they come up. 368 Raider, 34 Willie Hunt is on fire. But keep an eye on the yellow car there, ladies and gentlemen. The yellow car of Pat Canavan, the Escort. She's about 12 to 13 at this stage. She's on the back straight there at the moment. That yellow car, keep an eye on her. And keep an eye on 34 Willie Hunt. Those are the boys that are making up the ground at the moment. Hidden Willie Hunt is on fire as well. But 39, keep an eye on 39 Pat Canavan. They're really putting on the pressure now. But up front, the pressure is on, the power is on as they go away from us. Up front, it's still 369. John Shannon is early leading up, followed by 135 Purpose Joel, 123 Pat Cusick. Going away from us again, and we're still watching 39 Pat Canavan. And Pat Canavan is really on strong. It's a thrill to watch this man going down the back straight, but they've got a lot of work to do to catch it, because here comes the first man. 369 John Shannon and Paul Fitzgerald having a battle by number 132 Pat Cusick, 343, 355 and number 57 David Green with 42, David Hegarty, 39 Pat Canavan, 270 Liam Prendergast, and the pile and the pressure is on as they start to make their way around up the hill. Up the hill they come once again now, and it's still John Shannon out in front, and believe it or not, they're starting to close the back curve on the back markers. It's still 369 John Shannon, 135 Paul Fitzgerald, 123 Paul Cusick. Here comes the flying. I'm watching Pat Canavan out of the corner of my eye all the time, because wherever he goes he's being followed by the car of Liam Prendergast. Down the back straight they go, facing up the hill once again, and it's still John Shannon. John Shannon now being tucked in there in first position, followed by the car of number 123 Pat Cusick, 135 Paul Fitzgerald, 355 there is Joe Hagerty's brother, 139, Pat Canavan. Look at Canavan, he's absolutely on fire. But wherever Canavan is going, I can assure you one thing, 270, the car of Liam Prendergast, the local man, is there or thereabouts with him. Pat Canavan is not getting away that far. Here comes our leader over the line, 369, John Shanahan, 135, Paul Fitzgerald, and here comes Canavan. Canavan is up into 4th position. Number 39, Pat Canavan, he's on fire. Oh, hips the tyre, but that tyre flew into his course of the track. Down the back they go. And now John Shannon sees that everything is coming down on him like a ton of bricks. Up the hill they come now. Shannon is watching his mirror. He can see the yellow car coming up behind him. He's still got a lot of ground to make up. It's still the car of number 29, Pat Shannon. He's putting number 1, 2, 3, Paul Cusick under pressure for that 3rd position. Out he goes there, number 39, Pat Shanahan. And number 369, Pat Shanahan is still out in front. Number 135, Paul Fitzgerald. And number 39, Pat Shanahan, or Pat Cusick. Up the front they come now, and it's still the car of number 369. That's the car of John Shanahan. 135, Paul Fitzgerald. 1, 2, 3, Paul Cusick now being overtaken by the car of 39. And it's still 39, Pat Canavan now making up ground on every lap. The flagmen are really on the ball there because they can see that the high-power cars are starting to make up an awful lot of ground. Up the front they come once again, but it's still John Shannon and Paul Fitzgerald 1st and 2nd. Around they go once again. Number 29 there, and number 39, that's the car of Pat Canavan, a superb driver, really piling under pressure. Down the back they go, and it's still 369, John Shannon away out in front, but he's coming under pressure. Oh, Paul Fitzgerald goes up at the hill, they come, they're on their last lap, they're getting the last lap sign. Has Shannon left it? Has Pat Canavan left it in time? Pat Canavan, the yellow S69, John Shannon put him down the back they go, and it's Shannon and Canavan as they go down the back. Down the back they go, heading up into the hill, the 1300 versus the 16 of the 2-litre. Canavan trying to take him in the inside. Yes, he does. Yes, they're coming back at it. It's 369 John Shanahan. 369 John Shanahan and 39 Pat Canavan. Both from the North Cork club. Both into the last corner together. Little between them. A tremendous, exciting race there. Power on from the word go. And I am sure you'll agree that it was a very, very tight race, and the result there will be known in a few minutes. From here, it looked like number 369, but I'm a little bit off the line. Dermot Mangan from West Waterford, 43 there, that's the machine of Billy Landers from West Waterford. The field a little bit reduced there this time. Up come the front now, comes once again this little mini there, this 1000cc mini. She's out there the road, she's having a great spin. He's taking the corners very, very tight, losing no ground. James Flavin, number 60, Dermot Mangan, 43. And it's still the little mini up front, but about to be overtaken now, but very, very wide indeed, so the mini might be able to get back at him. But 43 now, Billy Landers is starting to make up ground, so too is number 7. That's the car of Martin Morrissey, number 35, 29, Paul Mulcahy. A bit off the track, or off the pace at this stage, but there's a long ways to go yet, 5 or 6 laps. Round, cutting the corners nice and tight, and losing no ground. It's when you go out wide you lose the ground, and he's not losing any. That's number 60 there, Dermot Mangan from the West Waterford club. 19, James Flavin. Number 7, Martin Morrissey. Still have that leader, 69, and number 60, Dermot Mangan from the West Waterford club. It's Dermot Mangan from the West Waterford club really starting to pull away, as we call the drivers in the pits there, for the all-in consolation. An all-in consolation to the line immediately. Number 7, Martin Morrissey, still tucked in that second position. Smoke coming from the rear of that bonnet as the handicapper now making his way around to the start line. Next time round, I reckon it'll be the last lap sign for the man from the West Waterford Club. Yes, the last lap sign goes out to him, winning the second heat of the qualifier here this evening from number 7. That's Martin Morrissey from the Waterford Club. Martin driving a fine, big, healthy machine and really tucking that car into the corner. Battle is on now for third between Billy Landers. 29 is losing it all. That's 29, Paul Mulcahy, and 17 there, the man from the Waterford Club, Stephen Power. But coming up to take the checker flag, winning in the second heat of the qualifier, number 60 there, the man from the Waterford Club, or the West Waterford Club, Dermot Mangan. Second, number 7, Martin Morrissey, and third is going to be between number 7 and 17 as they come up the hill. It's number 43 in the inside, and 43 is about to be, I'm not going to say it, it's close, it's close. 43 Billy Landers, and 17 the car of Stephen Powell. 2 escorts gone off fairly quickly off the line, very quickly goes number 191. That's the car of Michael Cusick from the Norcock Club, very quickly off the line. Followed in the blue Ford Escort, 191 there, 297. Dick O'Driscoll from the West Waterford Club, 314 now starting to make up ground. 314 there in the Fiat 127. The faster of the cars at the back, the Fiat 127s, Philip Bond starting to make up a bit of ground already. Number 185, 95 making up ground down the back straight. But up front, there's still no doubt about the leader. It's the man from the Norcock Club, 191, Michael Cusick, really putting the shoe to the floor. He's been closely followed by the man from the Waterford Club, also there with them. And bringing up the rear is number 514. But it's still up front now. It's Paul Cusick, of the man from Norcock there, the 191, with that 1300 Escort going very well indeed. Michael Cusick, 95, Tony O'Driscoll now gone up into second position, or Martin Brown gone up into second position, and making up ground all the time now was Tom Fitzgerald. Philip Burns going very wide indeed. Philip normally takes these corners a bit tight, but maybe trying that a little bit too hard, but he's still tucked in there. Tom Casey, Tom Fitzgerald back in third position, and in fourth position, but up front is still number 191, the man from Norcock, Michael Cusick, followed by 95, Martin Brown, 297, Dick O'Donnell, 185, the car of Philip Burns, and 186, the car of Tom Fitzgerald. 314 bringing up the rear as they go away from us once again. Martin Brown now putting on the pressure on the Class 1 car up, Class 2 car in front of him. That's the car of number 191, Michael Cusick from Norcock. And Cusick really having a good spin out there in this standard 1300. 95, Tony O'Driscoll, Martin Brown, 186, Tom Fitzgerald, 185, Philip Burns, 297, Dick O'Donnell gone a little bit off the pace. 314 bringing up the 7th position, but up front now it's number 95, Martin Brown, gone into the lead there over number 191, Michael Cusick. Cusick from the Norcock Club, driving a good race there, but just caught for a little bit of handling and power in the Ford Escort. 185 or 86 gone up in front of 185, which has been driven there by Philip Burns. Philip Burns tailing the car of Tom Fitzgerald around the bottom corner. Down the back straight they go once again, and it's still number 190, still number the car 95. Up she goes, and that looks like Philip Burns. Was she ever going to stop? So Philip going on a roll there. So we're waiting for Philip. He got it. Yes, he's out. Come on, folks, put your hands together. Well done, Philip. Well done. Well done. Philip has a lovely saying when something like that happens. He just says conclusion of the 1993 qualifier, where we had 14 races, and the field and the area about to be cleaned up now by the organising committee, and we'd like to thank everybody for coming here this evening. There was excellent racing, and we had some very unfortunate incidents as well, where we lost Michael Reardon early in the day. We also lost the favourite in the Class 1 final, Michael Murray, Mike the Pike, didn't make it in Class 1. Class 2, we also didn't see the winner coming through, the man that we expected to come through, Michael O'Regan from the East Cork Club. However, he came second. In the Class 3 final, Paul Fitzgerald again was the odds-on favourite. He didn't make it. So in all, we had a complete change around, and the biggest upset of all of the afternoon was the winner of the Class 5 race, not taken away from him, won an excellent race, but the bigger boys behind him, the guys with the more power and the bigger horsepower cars didn't come through, and the winner in this race was the local man from Lismore, Liam Prendergast. So that concludes the programme here this evening.